Every year, you'll hear headlines like, "This country is trillions of dollars in debt." But nobody ever asks the obvious question, who is the money owed to? Because debt doesn't just disappear. If someone owes money, someone else must own that debt. So, who are they? The answer is much more surprising than you think. Part 1. The simplest explanation. Imagine your friend needs $1,000. Instead of borrowing it from one person, he borrows $200 from you, $300 from another friend, $250 from his neighbor, and $250 from his cousin. He still owes $1,000, but not to one person. He owes lots of different people. A country's debt works exactly the same way. Instead of borrowing from one giant bank, it borrows from millions of lenders. Part 2. Who are these lenders? The first group, banks. Banks lend huge amounts of money because governments are generally seen as reliable borrowers. Then, investment funds. These manage money for millions of ordinary people. Then, pension funds. If you're saving for retirement, there's a good chance some of that money is being lent to governments. Insurance companies do the same thing. And finally, other countries. Yes, countries lend money to each other too. So when you hear, a country owes $10 trillion, that money isn't owed to one person. It's spread across millions of investors around the world. Part 3. Why would anyone lend to a country? Because they get something in return. Imagine I tell you, lend me $100 today. I'll give you $104 back next year. That's a return. Governments make similar promises. People lend money today and receive their money back later, plus interest. For many investors, it's considered one of the safer places to keep their money. Part 4. Where does the money come from? Now you might be wondering, if a country owes all this money, how does it pay everyone back? The answer is, mostly through the money it collects every year. Taxes. As people work, spend, and businesses make profits, governments collect revenue. Part of that money pays for schools, roads, healthcare, defense, and part of it goes toward paying interest on the debt. Part 5. The Big Myth. Here's what most people imagine. One day, a country has to pay back every dollar it owes. That's usually not how it works. Most debt has different repayment dates. As old debt is paid off, governments often borrow again by issuing new debt. Think of it like replacing an old loan with a new one. The important part isn't having debt. It's whether people still trust the government enough to keep lending. Ending. So, who owns a country's debt? Banks, pension funds, investment funds, insurance companies, other countries, and in many cases, ordinary people through their retirement and investment accounts. The debt itself isn't the whole story, because almost every country has debt. The real question is, can that country keep the world's trust? Because the moment investors stop believing they'll be repaid, debt stops being just a number. It becomes a crisis.